Hello there. Welcome to the Animal Kingdom parking lot. It is Tuesday, March 10th, and I am here out of inspiration from a conversation I overheard when I was at Epcot the other day for the Flower and Garden Festival. So I'm walking out next to this family, and they're having this debate over which park to go to later in the week. Some people in the family wanted to go to Hollywood Studios. Some people wanted to go to Animal Kingdom. A couple in the group said, let's just split the difference. Spend part of the day at one park, then go to the other. And as they were debating, I heard a guy say, I don't want to go to Animal Kingdom because I'm pretty sure that park is nothing more than a zoo. And I was like, oh, no. You could not be more wrong. And I've heard other people say this. And at one point in time, I even thought this. So, today's video, we're going to go and tour Animal Kingdom. We're going to show what that park has to offer so that nobody thinks it's just a zoo. Are we going to see creatures? Are there going to be animals? Most definitely. It's Animal Kingdom, right? But we're going to see today just what an amazing theme park this is. So let's go tour Animal Kingdom. You ready? Let's go. Animal Kingdom was built in 1998. It was originally planned to have 3 different areas to it. Area of extinct animals, extinct creatures, that would have turned into Dinoland USA. An area where you had mythical beasts. We were going to have dragons and unicorns and all sorts of cool stuff. That land never got built thanks to a budget crunch. And then creatures of today, which got divided up between Africa and Asia. Although early on there wasn't much to Asia. Tram is passing. Early on there wasn't much to Asia. As a matter of fact, Expedition Everest wasn't even built till 2006. So the first 8 years, no Everest. That's kind of weird to think about. All right, about to head into the parks. Hey, it's Chip and Dale. It's a good way to start the day. When you enter the park, you can grab a map. And you can also grab this fun little pamphlet full of all sorts of cool things for your kids to do. This special guide for families with kids is really good. It's got a very kid-friendly map on it. It's got a list of all the attractions. And it really highlights the fun things for kids to do. It's got character greetings on it, tips for adults, tells you where the baby care center is, talks about Discovery Island animal care, and different atmosphere entertainment. So, you know, of course you got your regular map, and your regular map is going to be extremely informative, even more than the other one. But this one can be a little complicated for kids. The map can be a little harder to read for kids. So if you got little ones with you, I highly advise grabbing both the map and the Fun for Families with Kids. And the great thing about this is you can hand this to your kid, tell them it's their own special guide, and they have this in their hands to look at and to busy themselves. And then you have your adult map. And of course, you always have the app that you can use to get all the same information. All right, let's go look around. Okay, so I just entered the park. Like I said, I just grabbed those maps. And this early part of the park is called the Oasis. And if you're with a negative Ned who thought, oh, this park is nothing more than just a zoo, they're going to walk in this park, and they're going to see enclosures, they're going to see creatures swimming around, and they're going to look and think, yep, what'd I tell you folks? It's just a zoo. I walk in, and the first thing I see is enclosures of creatures. They think to themselves, I'm just going to walk around all day and just look at animals, you know, like at a zoo. Because all around the Oasis, they have a bunch of different enclosures. They're different creatures. Sometimes you have a great deal of luck in seeing them, sometimes not so much. Because believe it or not, these animals have minds of their own. They're going to do their own thing. So this is the Oasis. All these different enclosures, bunch of signs telling you about what different creatures you can see inside. Different kind of ducks that you can see. And how you can tell them apart from one another. The wallaby. Love that name. I like to often stop and see if I can find the anteater. For one, it's kind of a fun game because he's a pretty good hider. I find him a lot of times napping over there. But also, I'm just fascinated by a creature who's defined by what he eats. We don't do that to anybody else. But this guy, his whole life, all anybody knows about him is he likes to eat ants. All right, heading forward to Discovery Island. Hey, Pluto. He does meet and greets back here in the Oasis. So does the Orinoco goose. You can meet Pluto and a goose. Speaking of the goose. All right, let's go through this tunnel. Make our way out of the Oasis and onto Discovery Island. All right, so there's the icon of Animal Kingdom Park, the Tree of Life. And one of the great things about the Tree of Life is that it has creatures carved into the trunk all around. There are 337 different creatures carved into that tree. And the Imagineers did an amazing job. So we are in Discovery Island. This is where you can find the Tree of Life. Lots of shops to my left and to my right. There it is from the other direction. You have the Island Mercantile. They're on that side. Discovery Trading Company on the other side. So as you walk into the park, you got shops to your left and to your right. Kind of like walking down Main Street, USA.
Throated macaws, and they're one of the rarest species of macaw found out in the wild today. They're so rare, there's fewer than 400 of them left in the wild. It's a scary low number, but we have partnered up with an organization called the World Parrot Trust, and they've been working really hard to help parrots all over the wild, including the blue-throated macaw. Now, recently, we traveled down to the country of Bolivia, the only place where blue-throated macaws are from in the wild, and we brought with us 14 adult blue-throated macaws. Now those birds are part of a larger breeding program down there. Our hopes are that one day their offspring will become a new generation of wild macaws. Because that's what it's really about, right? Not just seeing these birds here, but seeing skies full of macaws out in wild places that look a little bit like this. Is exactly what we are talking about. All of these birds coming together. Really good job, Sheldon, for coming down and seeing us. It's something that we love to share with all of you, even when they're being loud and proud like this. There's a lot of different shapes and colors of birds out here too, you may have noticed. We work with 8 different species of macaws, and several of them are out here right now, including one of the larger species, the green-winged macaws like Bernadette over here is a very large species of macaw that we get to share with you. And our birds can go and do whatever they want, as you've noticed. If they want to keep on flying and being around Disney's Animal Kingdom, that's cool. That's none of our business. They can go around and do whatever they want. They can land here and get more reinforcement from us. And that's how we let them know, hey, thanks so much for coming down here and seeing us, but the beauty of it is that they're free-flighted. Now, these birds may take off at any moment. It looks like they might, so definitely keep your phones and cameras up as they take off.
This is just by where we saw winged encounters. We're real close to the Tree of Life. And back here sometimes you can see a kangaroo, but I can't see him at the moment. There's just a vulture back there, which is really hard to see at the moment. The otter grotto is always a lot of fun to see because otters are crazy cute. So yeah, I'm over here right now by the Otter Grotto, which is on your way to Africa, just past the tree. Basically, you're still on Discovery Island. And then just across from me, I want to make sure I take a moment to show this. I'm staring at it right now. Just across from the Otter Grotto, on the way into Africa, is Creature Comforts, which is where you find Starbucks. So if you have somebody in your group that loves Starbucks, here's where you can go. Hey, look. It's Russell. Here at Terra Treats, which is just before you enter into Africa, they recently introduced this cookie dough brownie ice cream sandwich. It is crazy popular. When this place is open, it often has a line now. And I tried it. It is very good. Although I don't know if I could eat the whole one by myself. That's a lot of sweet. Now, if you road drop this park, just about everybody will be going to Pandora. If you look along the ground throughout Animal Kingdom Park, you will see the prints of all the different creatures who made their way through. As you're making your way into Pandora, you're going to pass by 2 different restaurants. One of them is Tiffin's. It's more of a full-service restaurant in its menu. See, it's got appetizers, main courses, desserts. The Tiffin's signature bread service is really popular here. The next to it is Nomad Lounge, which, as the name suggests, is more about drinks and some small plates. But the thing that a lot of people love about Nomad Lounge is that you can come here, get yourself a nice drink. Like I said, they have small plates, so maybe a little something to eat. And they have this relaxing area. It's covered. You have fans. You have the view of the water. And the bridge going to Pandora. This is what makes Nomad Lounge special. Nice, chill place to relax, get away from the noise of the park. As you walk into Pandora, you hear the Animal Kingdom music fade and the sound of all the creatures of Pandora increase. Welcoming you to the Valley of Moara, the land of Pandora. You definitely feel like you've walked onto an alien planet.
Wartime.
Especially when you see floating mountains. The Imagineers did such an amazing job building Pandora. So as you can tell, this is an incredible land to view, to see. The Imagineers did an amazing job of bringing Pandora to life. But you might be asking yourself, what can I ride here? 2 rides. 1, flight of passage. You're gonna get on a Banshee and you're gonna fly through Pandora. It is amazing. It brings you right into the world and you really feel like you're there. They do an incredible job with all the 4D effects. Pretty incredible. The other ride here is called Navi River Journey. Think of it as a relaxing boat ride because that is exactly what it is. You're going to ride, think of it Pirates of Caribbean style, through Pandora, all sorts of creatures, you know, doing things around you, all sorts of noises, all sorts of sights to see. And then at the end, you're going to see one of the best animatronics you've ever seen in your life. It is an amazing ride. I always tell people it is the best blood pressure lowering ride in the entire world. It is so relaxing. It just makes you feel happy the whole time you're riding it. So 2 rides here in Pandora and 1 restaurant. That is called Satu'li Canteen. It is my favorite place to eat in this land, or I'm sorry, in this park. In all of Animal Kingdom, Satu'li Canteen is my favorite place to eat. You have these bowls that they serve there where you start off with either hash, lettuce, or noodles. Then you add your protein, chicken, beef, or shrimp, and then you add different sauces. They're really good. They also have these hamburger bao buns. I don't know how else to explain them. They're incredibly good. It's basically eating a hamburger with all the hamburger fillings on the inside and the bun on the outside. They're fantastic. Also, the house-made chips they have there, incredible. I get them every time. So, just real quick review. In the land of Pandora, 2 rides, 1 restaurant. Obviously, they have a gift shop because they always do. This is an amazing land. One of the things about it, though, is if you come to Disney World between November and February, during that winter time of year, come here at night. This place just comes alive at night. There's bioluminescence all over the ground, so the ground glows. The way this place lights up, the incredible job the Imagineers did with this place. It is amazing at night. So if you're here during the winter, make sure you come at night. If you're here the rest of the year, you're probably not going to have that option because this park closes earlier than any other parks due to the animals. And so the sun's still out and you just don't really get a chance. So if you come during the winter, make sure to see this park at night. But also I want to say real quickly, we saw lots of animals in Oasis. We saw a lot of animals, or saw some animals in Discovery Island. But as you're seeing as we get here to Pandora, the first land outside of the early parts of the park that we visited, this is more than just a zoo. You don't get this at a zoo. You don't visit an alien planet on a zoo. You don't get to ride a Banshee on a zoo. You don't get to go on a boat ride that lowers your blood pressure at the zoo. So yeah, we've seen animals, we've seen creatures, and we're going to see more. But Animal Kingdom is not a zoo. It's one of the greatest theme parks you could ever visit. Let's keep looking around. All right, so there's the queue to Navi River Journey. See, it's 35 minutes. Get here early in the day, it usually doesn't have too long of a line. And here's the queue for Flight of Passage. There's a 55-minute wait. This is the most popular ride in this park. When people rope drop this park, this is where most people go. They just make a mad dash for it. and it's an incredible ride. Don't miss out on it. And here is Satu'li Canteen. As you can see, they do serve breakfast. And this place does do mobile order. All right, leaving Pandora, heading to Africa. And as you make your way out of Pandora, the sounds of it fade off. And you can start to hear the sounds of Africa. Can you hear it? Festival of the Lion King is a really popular show here in Africa at Animal Kingdom, and for good reason. It is a great show. Make time for it when you visit. As you can see over there, they do have lightning lanes for this show. But I will be honest with you, I've seen it many times. I've never had to use my lightning lane. You just gotta make sure you get here in time. But watch out for those crocodiles. Now you go past the Festival of the Lion King show just a little ways and take a left. And you're gonna be heading towards Kilimanjaro Wild Safari. This is another incredibly popular ride. Often has a long wait to it. On this stage right here, there are African performers that'll come out and do multiple shows throughout the day. It's always a lot of fun. Maybe we'll see it later. If the line goes outside of the building, look for a cast member holding up a sign telling you where the line starts. Sign says it is 50 minutes. All right, so Kilimanjaro Safaris is an amazing ride. You will get on a Jeep that will be driven through a wild safari. You're gonna see all sorts of creatures, rhinoceroses, hippopotamuses, giraffes, elephants, crocodiles, and my goodness, I know I'm forgetting a lot because it is so full of wild creatures. It is amazing to see. The Imagineers did an incredible job of building it so that you feel like you're just roaming through a wild and free safari. The animals aren't behind cages or anything like that. They're not behind any enclosures. They designed it so that the animals feel free and you feel free. It is an incredible ride. If you want to see what it's like, I'm not going to ride it today, but in the description I will put a link to a past visit to Animal Kingdom where I rode it. Most times I do come to Animal Kingdom, I do ride it. But today's more about touring the whole park. But do not skip Kilimanjaro Safari when you come here. Your kids will love it, you'll love it. It's amazing every time. Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. You can step onto this trail right as you get off the Kilimanjaro Safari ride. It is very cool, lots to see. Take your way around. Your negative Ned who said it's just a zoo, this is when he'll complain because you're looking at animals. But come on, they're awesome to see. You can complain about it. I'm back here in the back part of Africa because in the past they've had this train here that would take you back to Rafiki's Planet Watch, which was one of the most incredible parts of Animal Kingdom. You got to actually see, you actually got to see veterinarians perform surgery. You got to learn a lot about zoology and the science behind the animals. It was an amazing place. They are refurbishing it. It's going from Rafiki's Planet Watch. It's now going to be themed to Bluey. So it's shut down for just a little bit for the retheming. But when you come to the park, take some time to get back here. It will amaze you. It will inspire your kids. It made my daughter want to be a veterinarian. So it is an incredible thing to do. Like I said, it used to be called Rafiki Planet Watch. It's now being rethemed to Bluey. I don't know what its new name will be, but it's in the back of Africa. You get on a little train, and the little train takes you all the way back to the station where they do all the work on the animals. And you get to literally see the doctors perform surgeries and work on the animals, which is amazing. So don't forget this place. Come check it out when you're here. All right, let's go. As you would expect, there are gift shops here in Africa. Also a candy place, in case you're got a sweet tooth. There are a couple other little stands to get food here in Africa. But a main spot here in Africa is Harambe Market. It just recently had a change to its menu, made itself a little bit more friendly to the general audience. Some people used to complain that the menu was a little too exotic. Now you can get your classic cheeseburger and chicken strips. And there's more seating back here, and a lot of people realize and appreciate. A good amount of covered seating. All right, let's head to Asia. We have these guest experience team cast members all around the park. They can answer questions and help you out if you're struggling with something. So I came by this area earlier and there wasn't a photo pass photographer, but there is one now. And like I said, you can get some great shots of your family with the tree of life in the background. So in the back part of the park, this path that goes from Africa to Asia. I like to point out areas where people can relax and unwind from the noise and the stress of the park. And here's a great spot. In fact, it's even got a sign out in front that says Meditation Center. It is right in front of Feathered Friends in Flight, the bird show, where it is just as you enter Asia. There are some fans in here, there's some tables. You're covered, so you're out of the sun, and you're just out of the business, out of the traffic. So if the park's getting to you a little bit, find one of these spots, take a moment, sit down, relax, gather yourself, let your feet rest for a moment, and then you can get right back out there. Welcome to Asia. Right as you enter Asia, you're going to see the theater for the Feathered Friends in Flight. This is a really cool bird show. Goes on multiple times throughout the day. First showing at 10:45, so about an hour. Multiple throughout the day. It is amazing what they have trained those birds to do. Do not skip this show. Do you have any complaints about elephants? Yak and Yeti is a very popular restaurant here in Asia. They have two versions. This is the sit-down version, and then right next to it, they have a quick service version. The menu is different. The Yak and Yeti sit-down restaurant has a full menu, lots of great options to choose from. It's really good food. We've eaten here a few times. Then over here at the quick service, a lot of the things you would expect. You know, they have a Yeti cheeseburger, honey shrimp chicken, or honey sesame chicken, firecracker shrimp. So a lot of your Asian flair that you can get quickly. And then head down here where there's lots of seating. It goes far back there. Well, the gibbons aren't here at the moment. Usually they're climbing all over this thing. And one of them likes to make a lot of noise. I don't know if it's a female or a male, but that gibbon will hoot over and over for hours. Maybe they'll be out when we come back by. The big attraction in Asia is Expedition Everest. And here is Expedition Everest. This is a roller coaster. Extremely popular ride here in the park. And if you're not a coaster person, and people in your party are, there is an area where you can watch the ride and maybe see your family as they come down this drop. I think this has to be one of the more puzzling places in Animal Kingdom for visitors to see. You have this nice amphitheater with this body of water in front of it. And I think most people assume when they see it, oh wow, what kind of amazing night show does Disney do here? Yeah, they don't do one. Kali River Rapids is your classic raft water ride where you will likely get very soaked. In fact, if you get hit with that wall of water, you will be extremely soaked, all the way to your socks. There's one monkey just hanging out up there. Can't tell if he's eating. I think he's eating. He's got a great view from up there. Kali River Rapids is down at the moment. I was going to show you part of its ride, but I'm sure you know what to expect. You get on a raft with a bunch of other people, go through some rapids, water will be thrown over the side. It's a lot of fun, especially on a hot day. All right, so I came back and Kali River Rapids is now running. I want to show you a little bit of the ride. You see what kind of a raft you sit in. This is towards the end of the ride. And one of the cool things about this ride is if you're standing on this bridge facing this direction, there are some buttons that you can hit that will spray water out of those elephants. And so you get to spray people with water as they go by at the end of the ride. Thank you, Imagineers. All right, I've made it to the back of Asia. I want to go into the Maharaja Jungle Trek. Right in the back part of Asia, there's the Maharaja Jungle Trek. You can see monkeys, tigers, Komodo dragon. It is a very cool trek. You're going to see all sorts of extremely amazing stuff. I love the way they keep the theming alive, even in their signs. Expedition Everest opened up in 2006, 8 years after the park opened. When it first opened, the Yeti inside used to actually move. He'd take his arm and try to grab at you, but he broke. They weren't able to fix him. So to make him seem like he's moving, they put a strobe light on him because you're moving, so with that strobe light, it'll seem like he's moving. And that gave him the nickname of Disco Yeti. So if you ever hear people refer to Disco Yeti, that's where that comes from. As you leave Africa and make your way to what used to be Dinoland USA, and will soon be Tropical Americas, we want to pass by the Finding Nemo show. It is a puppet show telling the story of the Finding Nemo movie. Really well done. The singers, the puppeteers, they're all amazing. Don't skip it. That song used to say Dinoland USA this way. But as I stated, Dinoland USA is gone. Dinoland USA was one of the opening lands of this park. But it is now changing over to a new land with new rides, new restaurant, new theming. And I think they did a great job of coming up with a new theme. Because as you saw, we have Africa in this park, we have Asia in this park, and now we're going to have the Tropical Americas. So in case you're wondering what Latin America is going to have to it, there's going to be an Encanto attraction where we will get to go inside the casita. There's going to be an Indiana Jones attraction, and it is not going to be just a carbon copy of the one in Disneyland. It's going to have its own new story, new animatronics. Of course, there will be restaurants and shops.
The new section.
I know, that's all.
And then the carousel.
Like coming soon?
Yeah.
Or coming, I don't know.
Okay, last time I was here, you could not see any of the building above the wall, so they are making some amazing progress.
Yeah, but like with a baby.
I mean, look at that. That is so cool to see. All right, leaving this land. The Dinoland USA sign is gone, which is weird. You can see the backside of Discovery Trading Company right there. The main reason I walked over here is to show you this stage. Multiple times throughout the day, there's a live band that will perform here, and they are so much fun. On the other side of where that stage is located is Flame Tree Barbecue. There's the menu for Flame Tree Barbecue. Everything that you would expect. It's really good. It's probably now my second favorite place to eat here. It used to be my third favorite place after Smiling Crocodile, Satu'li Canteen, but Smiling Crocodile changed its menu. It's not nearly as good anymore. It's dropped way down the list. Zootopia Better Together is a show that you can see inside the Tree of Life. It is what replaced It's Tough to Be a Bug. And just to the left of it, you can meet Nick and Judy. Here on Discovery Island, if you get some food from this 8 Spoon Cafe and you're wondering, where am I going to eat? Just across, there's a lot of seating back this way. Just keep going. There's a lot back there. Then right here is the Smiling Crocodile. It unfortunately changed its menu, and I'm still upset about it. That place used to serve the most delicious street tacos. On your way into the park, you can stop here at the Wilderness Explorers headquarters and get your kids set up to have an amazing day. There will be Wilderness Explorers cabanas set up all over the park, and your kid can stop at each one. The cast member will give them some challenge to do. They complete the challenge and they're given a special stamp, and then they can collect the stamps from all around the park. It's a lot of fun. My daughter and my son both loved it. So it's something to keep your kids entertained and happy and engaged throughout the day. And the cast members that do it are amazing. So look out for it, Wilderness Explorers. There is a Rainforest Cafe restaurant just on the outside of the park. You don't have to go inside the park to go into the restaurant. I've never eaten there, so I can't tell you how good it is. All right, so that's going to do it for our tour of Animal Kingdom. As you can see, it is not just a zoo. Are there animals? Yeah, there are a lot of them, and they're awesome to see, and they give you lots of different ways to see them. You can ride on a safari, you can walk through a trek. There's the Oasis with lots of different creatures to see, but there's so much more to this park. You get to go to another planet, another world in Pandora. You get to go up to Expedition Everest and see the Yeti. I mean, there's so many shows, so many things to do. This is not a zoo. This is one of the most amazing theme parks that you can attend, and I highly advise you come and visit it. Don't discount it. Some people say it's a half park day. I disagree. I think it is a full park day, but this park closes early. So as a travel agent, I used to always tell my clients, use your Animal Kingdom day as a night where you relax at the resort, maybe go to bed a little bit early. But in either case, whether it's a half day, full day, or multiple days, see this park, enjoy this park. It is amazing, amazing experience. I want to thank you all for joining me today. Keep the magic in you alive. Bye-bye.